What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. Happy New Year, my people. So many things have happened over the break that I don't even know where to begin. The election campaigns are now in full swing in Nigeria. You guys know that next month is our presidential election, right? Valentine's Day. Disrupting all my lovey plans. I was looking forward to, it's going to be a good day anyway. Now, as a good citizen, you guys know that I'm always watching out for my oga. I just want to commend my president for his campaign strategies.
When they were in power, did they build nursery school for anybody? Ask them. Ask them. I said, go and ask them. I'll build universities for you. I'll build secondary schools for you. I'll build primary schools for you.
Stop it. We are not there yet. What is wrong with you? Honestly, I just want to commend whoever is in charge of the social media campaign for President Goodluck Jonathan has been doing a terrific job in broadcasting the achievements of President Goodluck Jonathan. Have you guys noticed? Every day on Twitter, on Facebook, all you will see is before Jonathan, there was no train. Now, we have trains. Before Jonathan, our airports were dilapidated. Today, they've been repainted. Before Jonathan, our agriculture sector was a joke. Now we produce rice and all our farmers have cell phones. Every day on Twitter, what is trending? It's either GEJ wins 2015 or why GEJ would win or Jonathan is changed. Seriously, these people are working hard. Maybe APC can also learn something from that. And it is working for them. For example, see when you click on those hashtags like why GEJ would win, people have been listing all the good stuffs about, let's take a look. He set thousands of committee but never implemented reports of those committee. Hashtag why GEJ would win. Who is this? Who is this? Seriously, this is not what you're supposed to write. My brother, look at these people. Mr. President spoke passionately. He wants to be re-elected. But where was this passion when Chibok girls were abducted? Hashtag why GEJ would win. They're getting it wrong. Before GEJ, IMF and World Bank listed Nigeria as low income. Thank you. Somebody is getting it. Today, they list us as mid-income. And how has that benefited the masses? Hashtag how Che, is this thing backfiring or Nigerians just don't know how to use Twitter? When somebody starts a hashtag, you're supposed to say things that agree with the hashtag. That is how you do it. What is wrong with these Nigerians? Do I have to teach you everything? Hold on. APC supporters are sons of Boko and daughters of Haram. Now we are talking. Somebody that gets it, this is why GEJ will win. God bless you, my brother. See, this is why GEJ would win. Because all of you supporters of APC, you are either sons of Boko or daughters of Haram. For the first time in Nigeria, a sitting president apologizes for the non-payment of workers' salary. Now we are talking. Wait a minute. They still have not paid workers' salary? My brother, I heard that people didn't get paid for Christmas. Now, wow, we are still apologizing. What about all the money they are spending on the election? Just pay people now. But at least the president is apologizing. That is good. That is a good thing. I'm so glad to see that some people actually know how to use Twitter. Hashtag YGEJ will win when Nigerians get drugged on election day. My brother, you're that phone. Make sure you edit this out of the video. Just imagine trying to drag me into your insult of the presidency. I would never. I refuse to be part of this. Either Nigerians are turning hashtags against my president or not. His campaign team is still doing a wonderful job. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't mind enemies of progress.
You see what he has done in the agricultural sector? Agric is booming. Something was creating. Something that everyone, and he will do more. We have not seen anything as good as this. We say we want Jonathan again. PDP.
My name is Onyeko. Good luck, Ebele Jonathan's government.
What is wrong with you, my brother? Stop it. We are not there yet. Focus. Now, having said that, I was so disappointed, my oga. Why make Femi Fani-Kayode your campaign manager? I told you before, always call me before you make decisions like this. This is something we could have sorted out between me and you. How would anybody take you seriously? The way the man is doing kalo, tomorrow he may switch to APC and abuse you and everybody at PDP.
When we were small, we were told that at independence, Nigeria, Brazil, Malaysia, Indonesia, and even India, we are all at the same level. Now all those countries have left us behind.
And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that Nigeria keeps going backward? And why do you keep playing these clips? I told you we are not there yet. Can't you exercise some patience? What is wrong with you now? Now let me talk to APC. Yes, in fact, APC, you have a lot of issues. First of all, what is this thing about you manufacturing fake voters card? Seriously, do you need to do that? Registering infants and dead people. Are you kidding me? Kai, shame on you, shame on you. And don't tell me that this just happened in Lagos. What if it's happening elsewhere and they're just yet to be busted? No, you guys should get your acts together. Get it together. An APC local government chairman in Lagos was caught doing ritual on Sogun just because you want to be elected. Can you imagine? Juju, black magic, Naija. I don't know why the man has not been arrested by now. Because he said in the video that he killed a human being for this ritual. Even if they set you up to shame you, how could you be so gullible? And not only that, what is all this lies I'm saying about Mr. President? It's okay, my guy, let me handle this. It's okay, just, cool down. No, you guys, you seriously, you don't need to cook up lies about President Jonathan. It's not necessary. For example, I've been seeing in the news 11.7 trillion naira stolen under Jonathan. How do you prove that? Unless he's stealing all the budget that he has been presenting to the National Assembly since 2010 to date. The truth of the matter is, it was one man that sat down and came up with these figures, Dr. Mahmoud Aminu, and he said it in his article that these are just his own estimates. No one has really confirmed if this is true or not. I'm not saying that the man lied, but if you're not sure how much it is, please don't spread unconfirmed figures. Not only that, some people are saying that Jonathan is worth $100 million. I said, oh, look at this, people. How did you come about this number? The man has not declared his asset. So you don't have to cook up some numbers just to make him look bad. You may actually be making him look good because he may have more than that. Sure, you understand? But lying wouldn't get you anywhere. Although Mr. Jonathan could have settled this whole issue if he would just declare his asset. Another lie circulating about my president. You see how I'm defending my president left and right? It's because I'm a good citizen. It's okay, my guy, you can thank me later. Obasanjo said recently that Jonathan has squandered $25 billion crude oil savings left behind by his administration. The next thing, all these bloggers distorting the story. I said, che! Some are reporting $35 billion. Others are saying 55. Vanguard said Jonathan squandered 55 billion oil money, says OBJ. I said that was not what OBJ said now. He said 25 billion. Once again, we want fair game in this election. So all these enemies of progress exaggerating things in order to make my president look bad, you don't need to. Just state the obvious. You don't have to cook up lies. You understand? This is how I defend you every day. I'm glad that you are watching. Now let me talk to PDP and all their lies. Stop saying that Buhari said he would make Nigeria ungovernable, therefore people should not vote for him. I've addressed this before on this show. Buhari never said that he would make Nigeria ungovernable. It was Lawal Keita, a PDP member from the north, who said that if a northerner doesn't win the 2011 elections, that Nigeria would be made ungovernable. It was Guardian newspaper that wrote an article after that incident, claiming that it was Buhari that made that statement. Buhari took them to court and the presidency begged Buhari to settle out of court. They later wrote an apology piece apologizing to Buhari. There's another article by this day newspaper that Buhari said Muslims should only vote for Muslims. Buhari never said that. He gave a speech in 2001 at a lunch in Hausa language in Sokoto, and what he said was people in Sokoto know themselves. So when the ban on politics is lifted, they should choose the people that will represent them responsibly. That was what he said. The reporter that wrote that story, he's a Yoruba man by the name Ahmed Oyerinde. He didn't understand Hausa, he didn't speak Hausa, and he wasn't even at that event, yet he produced this story. So a few days after that, Reverend Kuka, you guys know Reverend Kuka, he contacted Buhari. He said, how dare you say that Muslims should only vote for Muslims? Buhari said, I never said that. Everything I said was taped that day. Go and listen to the tape of the day. They listened to the tape. The man was right. He didn't say anything like that. The reporter later confessed that he wasn't at the event and that he doesn't understand Hausa. So why did you cook up this story now? Keep in mind though that this reporter, Ahmed Oyerinde, who is now late, may he so rest in peace, the man had been accused of taking money and coming up with fabricated stories in the past, even as early as 1990. In fact, the Nigerian press watchdog at one time like this disciplined him before he wrote this article about Buhari. Another paper quoted Buhari as saying that he will spill the blood of dogs and baboons if he doesn't win in the 2011 election. What Buhari said at that time was a popular Hausa proverb. Don't make fun of me if I'm not pronouncing this right, but he said Karenjini Bininjini. Most people translate that proverb as if a dog bites a monkey, both of them will end up being bloody. Other people translate it as this fight would be fierce. This is what the general said that day. He didn't speak in English. I'm not defending Buhari, by the way. I'm just giving you guys facts. Whatever you do with the facts, that is your own palaver. If a dog bites a monkey, both of them will end up being bloody. That was what he said. But how they came up with that translation that Buhari said he will spill the blood of baboons and dogs, I don't know. Because some Hausa people told me that even when you are playing soccer, that's something you tell your opponent. The same Guardian newspaper also published an article that Buhari calls for Sharia implementation in all Nigerian states. Shoo! Today people are circulating it on social media left and right. If you guys have not learned anything from watching this show, at least remember this. Learn to do your own research. Someone asked Buhari, did you really say all these things? He said, that would be stupid of me to make such a statement if I'm trying to become a president. PDP also said that Buhari made Nigeria join the Organization for Islamic Countries, and that is not true. Babangida was the one that signed Nigeria up. Buhari refused to do it in his time when he was head of state. But guess what? In 2013, President Jonathan was the one that led the Nigerian delegates to OIC. So President Jonathan did not stop it, but he led the Nigerian delegates in 2013. I personally don't think that Boko Haram would try to kill Buhari if really Buhari is a fanatic, as PDP is painting him. But waiting be my own. Like I said, cooking lies about your opponent won't make people like you. Both of you should start talking about how you will change situation on ground. Because to be honest with you, as Nigerians, we are tired of insecurity, we are tired of unemployment. For months now, workers in several sectors of the government have not been paid. And not only that, thousands of people are about to lose their jobs due to this austerity measure thing. This is what the two of you are supposed to address. And my guy, if only you will listen to my advice. I have said it before that instead of you spending these billions of naira on the campaign, pay workers salary. I know that you apologize. People cannot eat apology. See, you understand? People still have to pay school fees and stuff like that. They can't eat apology. Not only that, oil price has dropped everywhere in the world. Why are we still paying so much money for oil in Nigeria? So talk to NNPC. Let them bring down the price of oil. And then number 3, find the Chibok girls. Find the Chibok girls. They spend Christmas, New Year with Boko Haram. Would you want your daughter to spend Christmas, New Year with Boko Haram? These are the things that will score you points instead of going to visit Ibrahim Babangida.
Of course, he just came back from hospital abroad not too long ago. And since he came back, we've not seen. And I need to see my father for that to know how he's feeling.
Did he just call Babangida his father? Hey! Ha! Always run your speeches by me before you go and deliver. How can you call Babangida your father? Many people have been saying a lot of things about Babangida. They are saying that he's a criminal, that he stole the oil money, and that he devalued naira. You know how people are now. They are saying all kinds of things. You know, I really felt bad for my president that despite him visiting IBB and calling him his father, Babangida came out later and said that his tenure was better than Jonathan's tenure. I said, check. See, Yawa. By the way, that interview was conducted on December 27th. But my president made a revelation that day that shocked everybody.
This is the end of the year. New Year is tomorrow. And within this period, people pay visits.
Tomorrow is New Year. You know, he was misquoted. But you know, I don't have any issues with him visiting Babangida or anything. My only issue is that Mr. President has failed to build a good hospital where his father could have been treated. And it's not good. It's not good now. If you consider IBB your father, how come he went abroad for treatment? Even if you can't build a good hospital for the rest of us to be treated, at least build a good one where people like his caliber can be treated. No be me talking, but is it true that the president has relocated his children to London because of insecurity in Nigeria? Hey, well, I've been saying it on so many blogs. I don't know how it can be true though, because we saw the president and his children attend a church service together on New Year's Day. Is it that they relocated and came back, or waiting? This blogger self, man yourself, oh, eh? Now you can play the tape that told you to play.
Somebody stood in Port Harcourt and said he was going to catch people in the street and throw them to Kirikiri. The same mouth said something from the right, from the left, and from the right. Contradicting statements. Can you trust those people? No. They want power by all means. All what they want to use power for is to lock up their enemies and imprison their enemies. I have no enemy to fight.
Okay, so my yoga, we will meet after the service. But I agree with you that you want people to vote for you, but it's like you are indirectly saying that people can do anything and get away with it as it is right now. It's like you're trying to tell us that is how it will continue to be if people vote for you, that a lot of criminals will continue to get away. I know you claim that you are fighting corruption, but to be honest with you, a lot of criminals have gotten away in your time. Now, I'm not saying that Buhari should be saying that he will put people to prison. If you keep saying that Buhari, nobody would vote for you. But Mr. Jonathan, you should also not say that people can do whatever they want, you won't put them into kirikiri. It's not good now, considering the fact that a lot of young people are being put in kirikiri every day. You don't consider them your enemy, but because they are nobody, they are putting them in prison in masses. All these young graduates with no jobs, whenever they get into yahoo, they are putting them in prison. Meanwhile, people like Alamesia is still out there gyrating. People like the former aviation minister is out there gyrating. She's now a chief. People like Femi Fani-Kayode, who is now your campaign manager, is out there gyrating. He also stole money. A lot of people like that, they stole money. They've gotten away with it. So, Mr. President, it's just, we'll talk after the service, but these are just my advice for you in case you want to score some points in this coming election. I wish you good luck, honestly. To God be my witness, I wish you good luck. But you guys know I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Cameroon. Did you guys hear that Boko Haram is now threatening Cameroon? Hey, I'm telling you. Yeah, so Nigeria's Boko Haram wants everybody in Cameroon to start observing the Sharia law. You see what happens when we don't take care of our own business? It spills over into other people's territories.
For you to fix the world, you must fix Africa. And for you to fix Africa, you have to fix Nigeria. And if you don't fix Nigeria, then you lost it. Actually, you must fix Nigeria because that's the highest concentration of blacks and the globe.
What is wrong with you? Oh, TMOU. This is not the time for that. We already know that Mr. President didn't mean it like that. We are not waiting for Obama to come and fix things. We have to fix it ourselves. Anyway, the interesting thing is Cameroonian army has actually been defeating Boko Haram. So kudos to them. And it's very sad that they are making fun of Nigerian soldiers. They are saying it openly that Nigerian soldiers are running away. And of course, the Nigerian Defense Headquarters is not happy about that. But guess what Nigeria is doing with its own army? We are sentencing them to death because they refuse to face Boko Haram without adequate weapons. Yes, so over the Christmas and New Year break, the Nigerian government sentenced another 54 soldiers to death for mutiny. See trouble, you see what I'm saying? Isn't that suicide mission? And for those that are saying that the soldiers signed an oath, they shouldn't have turned back, please, let your brother or sister go and join the Nigerian army and face Boko Haram without adequate weapon. After that, you can come and lecture the rest of us. Just look at their faces now. Look at these young men. These people, they have dreams just like you and me. Do you know how many of them have actually died because they were sent out without adequate weapons? I've said this several times. When we are not directly affected in Nigeria, we could care less about other people that are affected. These are somebody's sons, in case you don't know. This is somebody's husband, somebody's father. And by the way, why would anybody want to die for Nigeria? Remember the pilot that risked his life and crashed his plane into Boko Haram territory? Remember the man? I talked about him now. Till today, the Nigerian government has not acknowledged the man. In fact, they denied him. So tell me, why would anyone want to die for a country like that? And why is it that they've never sentenced any Boko Haram member to death? I don't understand this. Every day you will hear in the news that a Boko Haram suspects have been released. This November, another 125 Boko Haram suspects were released. What happened to that case? Were they proven innocent? We don't know. Were they really investigated? Despite the killing of more than 13,000 people, you think that we are fools? We will just suddenly hear that they've been released and everybody's like, you understand? We are short of words. You can't go after Boko Haram sponsors that are your friends. At least they mentioned 2 people. You also release their suspects, but you can sentence soldiers to death. Nigeria, if you guys don't speak up, my people, all these young men will be killed. Yes, they've already sentenced them. And you know the reason that the government is doing this is mainly to create fear in case anyone wants to plan a coup. But in the process, they've totally demoralized the Nigerian army. We used to help other countries fight wars. Now Cameroonian army are escorting Nigerian soldiers from Cameroon back to Nigeria because Nigerian army are running away from Boko Haram. What a shame. Meanwhile, have you seen that pathetic camp for Boko Haram victims in Abuja?
The new Kuchingoro internally displaced persons camp, started by the displaced persons themselves, has no any basic social amenity to make the people comfortable.
If it is not because of some peoples and organizations and churches that used to help us, we doesn't have anything much to eat here.
Ambassador Emmanuel Otiotio Foundation, in collaboration with Every Nation Nigeria, decided to with clothing, food, and other valuables.
It is our responsibility, whether you are in government, whether you are privileged to be a business person, whatever you are, you must not close your ears to the cry of the needy.
Ambassador Emmanuel Otiocho, however, called on other humanitarian agencies for urgent action to alleviate the sufferings of the displaced population.
Chai! That is the one in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. So don't expect the ones outside Abuja to be as comfortable. It is very pathetic. Nigeria, I thought they set aside some billions or whatever to help the Boko Haram victims. Where is the money going to? Are you telling me that some people still have the guts to enrich themselves with the money that they're supposed to use to help the Boko Haram victims? By the way, one reverend father has been in the news lately. He used to be a supporter of President Jonathan and the First Lady. In fact, take a look at this video that was taped in November during a bazaar, that's a fundraising event at his church.
At their 2014 annual harvest, Thanksgiving and bazaar, where Nigeria's First Lady, Dame Patience Jonathan, was special guest. He said the Adoration Ministry has always prayed for President Goodluck Jonathan not only to win elections, but to excel in leadership.
Even if you don't come here, we keep praying for him. Because the first one we did, you were not here. You and your husband have done well. In spite of the distractions, Jonathan must bring back the Chibok girls. Is Jonathan holding them? Are they living in your house?
Anyway, I don't know what transpired between November and January, because suddenly our Reverend Father's language changed.
The good luck in the Jonathan has become a bad luck to Nigerians. Whatever brought him in should send him back. And let Nigeria be. During the election, Jonathan will answer Azikiwe and answer Ebere and become an Igbo man. After the election, Azikiwe will vanish from his identity. Look at our federal roads. We are not even asking for new ones. Roads built by Buhari and Babangidas, the so-called Hausa people, cannot be maintained. The continuity of Jonathan means disaster to Nigeria. In few months to come, many are going to lose their jobs. Who is fooling who actually?
You see what I'm saying? Hey! Me, I'm very glad that the Reverend Father can now see clearly and he's being honest, because right now he's making sense. You understand? These things that he's saying, they are all true. Unfortunately, though, he's been saying that his life is now in danger, that he's getting all these threatening text messages. I said, see, in Nigeria of today, truth is very bitter. Once you say the truth like this, people believe you are being sponsored by the opposition. But if you say that Jonathan is Jesus, they don't see anything wrong in that. It's very sad. Reverend Father, don't worry. When the Reverend Father was praising the First Lady and Jonathan, he wasn't getting any threatening text messages. But when the man switched, you understand, suddenly he's being threatened. Nigeria, it's not good. There is God. This is why I don't talk about people on this show at all. And speaking of elections, I've been hearing all kinds of drama about voters registration cards. You know, somebody called me from Abuja. He said, Adeola, you won't believe this. So we went to register for the election and they told all of us that came that day that, the person that registered you guys in 2011 is dead. He was a youth cop and now he's dead. Therefore, you will not be able to vote this year. I said, are you kidding me? Another one said, Adeola, we had to bring our own laptop for registration. I said, no, the devil is a liar. Somebody else was telling me, Adeola, guess what? We had to pay for them to buy fuel into the generator before they registered us. I said, why would you be the ones to pay for the generator fuel now? Hey, Nigeria, too much drama. And that is not all. Somebody else was telling me, Adeola, temporary voters card, nothing wow, which means they gave us temporary cards. I said, so when will you be given the actual voters card? We don't know. I said, so will you be able to vote with the one they gave you? He said, no, we won't be able to vote with this one. We must get the original one before we can vote. I said, but what if you don't get the original one by the election time? We won't be able to vote with that too. I said, Che, imagine what is going on now. Mr. President, you promised us. You said this will be a free and fair election. Can you talk to INEC? Talk to somebody. A lot of people don't have voters registration card. No wonder the Nigerian government doesn't allow Nigerians abroad to vote in absentia. Yes. If they want to make it happen, of course they can. But they know that once you live abroad and you see better, you know better. But you guys know I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. I'm sure you all heard about the coup attempt in the Gambia, carried out by some Gambians who live in the US and UK in collaboration with some top army officials on ground. Unfortunately though, the soldiers on ground betrayed the ones that came from abroad, killing 4 of them. Please accept my condolences to all the family members and to all Gambians. May their souls rest in peace. Jermaine was outside the country when this happened, and when he returned, guess what? He denied that the coup happened. This was not a coup. This was an attack by a terrorist group. terrorist group, seriously? Honestly, this is the first time I'm hearing of terrorists that will start their attack from the presidential palace. This was an attack by a terrorist group backed by some powers that I will not name for now. Well, by powers, he means the US, UK, and Germany. You know, he likes to blame all problems in Africa on the West and on slavery. I mean, we all agree that slavery is very, very bad. It was wrong. But the West that he keeps blaming is at least taking care of its own people. So, Jermaine, you could just show us how it should be done instead of just blaming the West. I'm just saying, I mean, this is a country with 1.8 million people. There's no reason why the Gambia shouldn't be the envy of all African countries. 1.8 million. How many people do we have in Oyo State? 5.5 million. What about Kwara State? So Kwara is more than 2 million. So you see what I'm saying? So the population of his country is not even up to Kwara State or Ekiti State or Yobe State. They should have the best of everything, considering that this man gets millions of dollars every year from the West, the same West that he's criticizing, for the development of his country. You know, the OECD, which includes the US, UK, and stuff like that, they gave him $139 million in 2011 alone. 2011, Kuwait alone has given more than $80 million to Gambia. Yet, there's only one university in the whole of Gambia. I'm saying that he could do 10 times better than what he has done in the past 20 years. So stop blaming the West until you do what the West has refused to do. And I thought he said this was a terrorist attack from the US and UK. So why is he arresting dozens of people on ground? Seriously? This man is confused. They are arresting people anyhow, including elderly parents of anyone that they think has to do with the coup. This is not right. Policemen at checkpoints were confiscating phones and going over people's text messages and call logs, trying to see if they have any relatives abroad. So the US arrested 2 Gambians that were part of the coup. These men are American citizens, by the way. They were accused of breaking a 1794 law called the Neutrality Act because they attempted a coup against a nation with which the US is at peace. I mean, that is interesting because it looks to me like the US government can finance a coup plot in a foreign country. US can poke nose into the affairs of all other countries, but US citizens should not, even if that country is their home country. I'm not saying that the US shouldn't follow their law. I'm just saying, you know, it's a little hypocritical. As far as Gambians are concerned, these men are heroes fighting for the liberation of the Gambia. So please take a minute and sign the petition for their release. I've also signed it. In 2007, when 10 men were accused of attempting a coup in Laos, they arrested them and cited the same law. But because people protested, the charges were dropped against these men. So we're hoping that the same thing would happen with these Gambians if you guys sign the petition, that is. Also, there's an online fundraising for the family members of those that were killed in the Gambia in order to ensure that their children complete their education and that their spouses don't suffer. So please, if you're able, take a minute, visit the website and donate. Now, I'm not advocating for coups. At the same time, before you blame the Gambians that try to take over their country, I think you should know where they're coming from. How many of you can stand having one president for 20 years? All my African people, can you accept for one man to rule you for 20 years? By the way, this question doesn't apply to you if you're from Cameroon or Equatorial Guinea or Angola or Zimbabwe. At least now Jermaine knows that people are tired of him, even though he's denying it. But the message is loud and clear. Gambians are tired of arbitrary arrests and politically motivated killings. Many journalists have disappeared in the Gambia with no trace, like Chief Ibrahima, who was arrested in 2006. The man has not been seen since then. 2006, no one knows if he's dead or alive. Data Hydra was gunned down on his way from work. He was also a journalist. Interestingly, many Gambians feel safer living in Western countries that Jermaine criticizes than living in their own country. I mean, Yaya Jermaine himself has a $3.5 million mansion in Potomac, Maryland, here in the US. That is different from his 8-story tower in Guinea-Conakry or his wife's palace and mall in Morocco. You guys know that his wife is from Morocco. She has a palace there. She has a big mall in Morocco. Everybody works on Mr. President's farm in the Gambia, by the way, including soldiers and security personnel. And speaking of soldiers, you know, I saw this ridiculous video of how soldiers were greeting Mr. President with push-ups. Honestly, after Yahya Jammeh leaves, these soldiers would need some serious therapy. You know, it's not a secret that Yahya Jammeh sees the Gambia as his personal property. He owns chains of businesses in construction, public transportation, sand mining, food processing, distribution of food to hotels, the open market, travel agency, butchery companies, sales of meat products, bakery, bread distribution, importing and exporting of goods, clearance of goods at ports, retail stores, gas and petroleum product sales, property development, as well as rental and sales and international investment, just to name a few of the companies that Yahya Jammeh has in his own country. Only one man in one country, and he's also the president. So when I say that he owns the Gambia, I mean he does. The sad thing is that he has forced so many people out of business because they cannot compete with him. On top of that, this same president claims to heal all kinds of diseases, including infertility and erectile dysfunction. That is when a man cannot do it. So instead of taking Viagra, you can go and see Mr. President and let him examine your thing for you. Yes, but you know what troubles me the most? The coup was announced on his Facebook page. So journalists asked him if the page was actually legitimate. After the whole thing, they asked him, is the page legitimate? Guess what Mr. President said? I do not have a Facebook account. I don't even browse the internet. What? My God! I'm not a member of any social media platform. It is social media, Mr. President, yes. I don't even know how to access the computer to a Facebook page. Yeah, my father and my God. Call it the war, call it the war. Semester trouble. Did you give me a CV where he said browsing the internet is one of his hobbies? The devil is a liar. This is why it's not good to lie. It's not good to lie because you won't know the day you will contradict yourself if you're a liar. This man is officially the biggest liar of the century. See why I'm upset? There is God, but what do I know? I'm just keeping it true. So I saw this video of how Dubai was transformed in less than 7 years by one man. Take a look.
No matter how many articles you read or how many pictures you see, they don't quite capture the enormity and the energy of Dubai. It is a physical manifestation of Arab oil wealth set in concrete, glass, and steel. A place so rich and ambitious that it is changing the geography of the world as a business center, transportation hub, and tourist destination. And it is all the vision of one man, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum.
This is where we're standing now. All this is nothing. 2000. January 2000.
7 years ago.
Yes. This was desert. And look now, all what you see.
What you see has been called the largest construction site on Earth, with 500,000 laborers working on a reported $300 billion worth of projects, building Sheikh Mohammed's dream of a modern, efficient, and tolerant Arab city.
What are you trying to do here? What do you want this place to be?
I want it to be number one. Not in the region, but in the world.
What do you mean number one in the world?
In everything. High education, health, housing, just making my people the highest way of living.
At 59 years old, he is one of the richest people in the world. He's a former Air Force pilot and an avid horseman who competes in cross-country endurance races and is one of the largest breeders of thoroughbred racehorses in the world. He is frequently described as a workaholic, and as we found one morning, always in motion.
I'm just doing my normal thing, which is, you know...
You like to stay on your feet?
Yeah.
Where's your security detail?
I don't have security.
Just walk around by yourself?
Yeah.
He's famous for dropping in unannounced at construction sites and government offices to see how things are going.
We'll get in this car, huh? This is my car.
All right, fine.
I will drive.
Okay.
He uses his cars as mobile offices.
So you travel by yourself all the time?
Most of the time I travel myself, yes.
That strange-looking building on the left is one of the world's tallest indoor ski slopes. Outside it may be 120, but inside it feels like the Alps.
Why do you want everything to be the biggest, the tallest?
Steve, why not? Why not? If you can have it in New York, what can we have it here?
Most people would try and do all of this in a lifetime, not in 5 years.
I want my people to live better life now, to go to the high school now, to go to the good health care now, Not after 20 years.
Wow. Well, I don't think I need to say anything else. I want my people to have the best healthcare system. I want them to have the best education. I want my people to have the best. And I want it now, not in 20 years' time. Wow. That sums up everything. Oh, by the way, did you hear when they said he has no bodyguards or driver, that he drives himself? That is somebody that is actually working. No wonder everybody now wants to go and get married in Dubai. If you are somebody in Nigeria, you want to go and get married in Dubai. No, be so. All I'm saying is, my people, if this man did it in Dubai, there is no reason for your leader not to aspire for you to also have the best of everything in your country. So stop settling down for less. With all the natural resources that we have in African countries, there is no reason why African leaders cannot take African countries to the next level as well. But you guys know that I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. For my sports story today, for the first time, an African man has been named the International Table Tennis Federation Star Player of the Year. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Give it up for my brother. That's 26-year-old Nigerian tennis player Haruna Kodri. This guy beat players from Asia, from Europe, from all over the world to become the first African to win the top prize. And guess where the event was held? Of course, Dubai. Now everybody wants to go to. You see what I'm saying? If we develop Nigeria, so people will be coming to Nigeria. You understand? And speaking of tennis players, I'm sure you guys know about this guy, but if you don't, please meet my brother. That is Segun Toriola from Kwara State of Nigeria. He is one of the best in the whole of Africa. You've probably seen this short clip of him playing another person from Singapore, but in case you are yet to see this clip, it's very short and sweet. Please take a look. Maybe someday him and I will play together, because I'm also good in table tennis. It's just I'm very humble. I don't like to boast about my skills. Sure, you get it. But congratulations, my brother. Congratulations to the both of them. We're so proud of them. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I leave, I just want to say, if you're yet to send me your address and you participated in the Keeping It Real contest, please email me your address and your size. Those that emailed me your addresses, we've been sending out your stuff, so don't worry, you will get it. If you have not gotten it, they're already going out, so you will get it. Alright guys, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.
Welcome to Forstview Luxury Hotel. At Forstview Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forstview Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adeola Mishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forceviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forstview Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.